asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi maa ngi leen a nuyu di leen dalala si Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel man la seen waay Chama suma gars yi noo leen def nag nuyu naa leen yéen ñëpp seen tura seen santa tey nag dama bëggoon a waxtaan ak yéen about the final team selection bu coach Tom def for the upcoming double header against Mali in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Gis nañ ne on Friday last Friday coach Tom nemoon na a 32 man provisional squad and then mu follow ko up 3 days later by naming his 25-man squad out of that 32-man squad. So meaning 7 players out of that didn't end up disappointment by being omitted in the squad. So tey bëggoon naa waxtaan ak yéen about loolu noonu because as we know Gambia the international break starts on Monday today, and Gambia have a crucial double header against Mali. As we know, we are in the same group with Mali, Sudan, and Congo. And right now, if you look at the context of the group, Gambia are on 3 points, and Congo on 3 points, and Mali are at the top of the group with 6 points. Sudan among with points. So from there, Gambia. Same game seen with Mali will determine very much ndax dinañ ko mën a make si African Cup of Nations bi next time. And as we know, ne group bu nekk there are 12 groups, and each group will have 2 participants in the African Cup of Nations. So Gambia will need to finish first or second to qualify for the next African Cup of Nations. Where fu ñu nekkoon last year, ñu must African Cup of Nations for the first time, and we did very well. We did our country proud, did our people proud. Everybody was happy. Now bëgg nañoo delluwaat si situation boobu noonu, but now our these 2 fixtures against Mali will determine very much ndax dinañ nekk foofu noonu or not. Not necessarily it will be the decider, but they are crucial fixtures. And Coach Tom named a 25-man squad to go and go head to head with this Mali team, where we will face them in 2 legs. One will be in Casablanca, which will be termed as the Gambia home fixture, and the other one will be in Bamako in Mali, where will be Mali's home fixture. Suma guy nak nu ma leen ko ni ñu koy defee every time, this is the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel. Su fekkee yaa ngi doog a ñëw si channel bi, please consider subscribing to the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel ngeen help ñu grow. Ba pare su fekkee ne yéen a ngi enjoy leen dee def si channel bi fii nii talking about Gambian football, Gambia moo ñu ñor. Su fekkee loolu daf leen ne please give us a thumbs up. And like we say, we are going to be recording a lot of videos now, and going forward we are trying to be more active, be more proactive in terms of giving you guys the news. So we'll be recording our normal Gambia football show, which will be usually on Sundays, but during the week anything that happens we will be right on top of it and then reacting to it. So this is my personal reaction to the squad selection. Bu coach bi tam dina ñëw, xam naa ne boobu mooy gën a nekk tactical because moom mooy suma coach bi, yéen a gën a xam nu mu fa demee. Moom dina ñëw wax about tactics yeeg yooyu noonu, but man dinaa ñëw wax maybe more about in a general perspective and look at the players yu guys jël si team bi, naka la gars nekk at seen club si ak yooyu noonu. So loolu laa bëgg a waxtaan. But guys, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the video. Ñu dañoo starté si squad bi. Premier squad bi nii la meloon. Yaa ngi amoon Baboucarr Gueye, Mamadou Diop, 4 goalkeepers leen neemoon, Lamine Sarr and Ibrahima Jaaju. Steck, unfortunately Steck is the one who missed out in among the 4 goalkeepers. And then nga xool si midfielders yaa ngi amoon Hamza Bari, Seni Njie, Ablaye Diallo, Jamano, who is actually a forward player, but they say the midfielder, Alfousseni Jatta, Alassana Mane, and Jasper Cisse. In that list of midfielders, Jasper Cisse was the one who was omitted. After I will show you guys the full list of the 25. And then in the forward players, you have Musa Barrow, who is one of the most important players in the Gambia squad. As we know, Aliou Fadera, who is having a stellar season in Belgium. He's doing very well. He's getting a lot of recognition there. He's a big regular in his team. So he's doing very well. Ibrahima Koli Mohamed Turkey right now. He's doing not bad. Last year, he won Italy, but now moving on to Turkey, and he has scored a few goals here and there, so he is also a very good call-up. And then Modou Barrow, last season he was the form player for the Gambia. After the African Cup of Nations, he went back to Korea and he took the season, the Korean League by storm. He was scoring in every other game, so it's good to see him back in the team. I think in the last selection he was missing. and now he plays for Al Ali in Saudi Arabia, and he's continuing his form. He's scoring goals, he's making goals, he's creating, getting assists here and there. So he's a very good pick. And then I'm calling Ali Sow, mom nag ko xam mom ak nimam bi si biir team bi cause na ay coow yu bare because gëj nañ koo dégga si team Gambia bi. There has been rumors ne dafa amoon problème ak squad ak coach beeg yooyu noonu. So it is good to see him back because he's also a player who is on a very good form at this moment in time. Nga gis ku mel ni Assane Cissé moom tam he maintained in the team. Mohamed Badamosi moom mi ngi si team bi moom mi ngi play in Serbia. He was doing very well after he left his club and moved to Serbia. He was scoring a lot of goals, especially at the start of the season. Yusuf Njai, this season he is the player in form for Gambia. In Portugal, he's playing for Boa Vista. He has scored at least 10 goals in the Portuguese league. I think 10 is the number right now, or even more. But at least I can recall him reaching that double figure number of goals. So he's a very interesting player to have in the team. He was missing also in the last selection. So it would have been very, very crazy to not have him here, considering he's been the best Gambian player who's doing very well in one of the top leagues in Europe. And then nga gis ku mel ni Abdoulaye Sanyang, unfortunately moom it miss out na si squad bi si final selection bi. Lamine Diallo moom it dafa miss out si final selection bi. And then Omar Colley captain moom di bi bu mu demee ba si tas gis nañ ne team am bi ñaaxanguñ benn match games yu play yëpp la gaay win. So moom like always consistent player. When he was at Italy, he was very consistent, and now he moved to Turkey, and he's still continuing with his consistency. And then Mohamed Sane and Buba Sane, brothers. Mohamed Sane will play in Czech Republic, Batik, and he's quite regular in his team. Mauro Diadio moom dafa unfortunately he missed out on the squad. Nuha Sonko, Levski Sofia in Bulgaria. He is also a very good player. He is also a player who has been playing, who has a lot of competition in him. Ngam Buba Sane, lu ma ko waxee raki magi Mohamed Sane. Buba Sane moom at this moment in time amul club, so moom selection am bi man xal na maa lifin tuuti, but yeah, he's unattached at this moment in time. And then nga am Ismaila Jom. They say Portland Timbers USA. He's actually in the second team of Portland Timbers, not in the first team of Portland Timbers, because usually in US you have two teams. You have team 1 and you have team 2, and Ismaila Jom is currently in the second team of Portland Timbers, not in the first team. Then Gam Ibu Ture, he has been very consistent with his club Salford. He's now the captain of that team. He's very well respected player, very good professional. Gis nañ ko si African Cup of Nations, he had a very good competition. He had a very good tournament in there, and yeah, so it's good to see him back. And Seri Janko, who has been missing since the African Cup of Nations, we have him back. He's now playing in Germany in the Bundesliga with Bochum. His team this week they won 2-0. So him being in the squad too, I think it's justified. He's a very good player. And then nga am ku mel ni Dawnangom. Dawnangom moom mi ngi play in Sweden, in the 3rd division of Sweden actually, or 2nd division of Sweden, because same division it have they had like jahaso, but I think it's actually the 3rd division he's playing. He was in the African Cup of Nations squad. I think he played one game. He started one game against Guinea and he did pretty well in the decent. But yeah, in terms of competition, I don't know. I'm the proper competition. I'm not following the leagues that they are playing in, but yeah, in the African competition he was doing well for the squad. And then Marian Sarr. This is a new call up to the squad. Marian Sarr is a new call up to the squad. Moom dinañ waxtaan affaire am si kanam tuuti. He's from Germany, but he has some Gambian descendants. But also there are some, so if you go to Google, they are talking about he is also a Senegalese. He has some Senegalese descendant, but it's actually the same, Gambia, Senegal. So I'm Mboka fi, I'm Mboka fi. So he no la mo demé rek. Suleiman Boyang moom he missed out on the squad. Alaji Sien, who was the captain of the under 20 team, he was in the Premier squad, but he did not make the final cut. So that is it, guys. That is the Premier squad boom name on Friday. Then he followed that up by naming the first team squad. This not the first team squad, but the final squad. Come no ko wax na turi Baboucarr Gueye, Modou Diop, Lamine Sarr, Omar Colley, Marian Sarr, Mohamed Sane, Daouda Ngom, Noah Sonko Sonbag, Buba Sane, Ismaila Jom, Ibu Touré, Seydi Janko, Alfousseni Diatta. He's also a new call-up. Mention mo ko fele, but he's also a new call-up. Actually, he's playing he's versatile player. Mostly he plays center back or midfield in his club. In his last few games for his club, if you check his profile at Transfermarkt, it will tell you that he was playing a center back regularly. And then you have Alassane Mane, Hamza Bari, Seni Njai, Ablaye Diallo, Jamano, Musa Baro, Aliou Fadera, Ibrahima Koli, Modu Baro, Ali Sow, Asan Cisse, Mohamed Banda Mosi, and Yusuf Njai. So that is the 25-man squad. Bottom name. Three goalkeepers, a lot of defenders, a lot of forwards, and a very few midfielders. And Society midfielders is a new fanega. Most of them is not a natural position. So by looking at this squad, my general reaction immediately was the midfield. For my first problem, buma identify. Like it is good to see some players coming back. Ku melni Hamza Bari. I think Gambian football. Ku follow Gambian football. I think you will be tempted to say that Hamza Bari is one of the most talented footballers that we ever have in the Gambia, to be honest. And he was suffering a very bad injury just before the African Cup of Nations. That's why we missed him in the African Cup of Nations. Even his qualities, you could see that we were missing his qualities in that squad. So to see him back in the squad, and one of the proper midfielders that we have in that team, one of the proper number 8s that we have, who can also play as a number 10 as well. He's a very, very good footballer. So it is good to welcome him back into the squad. But that midfield, I think, is lacking a lot. If you look at this midfield and our midfield that we played the African Cup of Nations with, you will realize it's a completely different midfield. It's a completely different midfield. Because in the African Cup of Nations, we play 3 in midfield. And it used to be one of Musa Dabo, Suleiman Mar, Ibu Adams, and Jaguar, Yusufa Bob Jaguar. So these 4 midfielders were in the African Cup of Nations. So basically, 3 of these 4 started in every single games we played in the African Cup of Nations. Unfortunately for the squad, Suleiman Mar is injured right now. Yusufa Bob, to be honest, I don't know much about him because he was playing in 3rd division of Italian football. So sometimes it's difficult to follow all those leagues. So I have not been keeping tabs with him. Of course, I have him in as a notification on my phone where when he plays, but when they are playing in the lower leagues, the notification don't usually come. So that's why I don't have a lot of information about what is going on with him at this moment in time. And I would like to apologize actually for not checking too much about him before starting this video. But the other 3, Ibu Adams moment dafa jóge woon a very long time injury, so ba léegi mi ngi struggle with injury. Then nu ma ko waxee Suleiman Mar last weekend mi ngi woon si team bi but dafa am injury in the end. Ibrahima Dabo moom he had a very, very bad injury, a very bad knee injury. He just returned, so he is not in the state to represent the national team because he's not even in the state to play for his club. So it's an unfortunate situation with our midfield. So we have to find a solution. But it's good, like I say, we have Kumelni Hamza Bari is back into the squad. Alfousseni Diatta, like I say, he can play as a defensive midfielder, but naturally, like most of the times, he's playing as a centre back in his team. Alfousseni Diatta, yeah, most of the time, Miguel play as a centre back in his. If you see his physique, of course, sometimes you see defensive midfielders. He wears the number 6 in his team, so he should be able to play as a number 6. But if you check his data in the last few games, his club is using him regularly as a centre back. So like the coach there must know better, or maybe they are struggling for numbers, and then he dropped into that defensive midfield. But he can also play as a midfielder, so he's somebody we are going to count on in our midfield going into this game. Alassane Mane, Momit is a very good midfielder. He's a very regular player in his team. Odense last month he won the Player of the Month for his club, so he's having a very good season in Denmark. He's a regular in the team, so I think having him in the squad is very good. Coach yi xam naa ne moom moo ma gën a xam affaire am. Last time mu ngi laa wax ne he used to be at Barcelona, played with Messi, but then he kind of like now he's playing in Denmark. So yeah, but he has played at a high level. Like we expected him to be at a higher level at this moment in time. But nonetheless, he's doing very well with the club he is playing for right now. And I think the form he is on can help the team very much going into this double header against Mali. Hamza Bari, like I say, I went to the same school with this kid. I played with him at some point when I was playing a little bit. Like we used to play Nawetan and stuff like that. And even when we are at the school level, like he is that kid you will watch because he was like 4 or 5 grades lower than me. You will be high, like I was in a higher grade, but he's that kid you will watch playing with his peers, and then you realize this boy is special. He's a very, very good footballer. In Gambian football, I think he's one of the most talented footballers we have in Gambia. But like I say, he's coming back from a very, very bad injury, and now he's playing in the second division in Denmark. Naka team am tuda disa Valde. Me play. Let me go back to the Premier squad. Hamza Bade, yeah, he is playing for Vejle. That is the second division in the Danish league. Yeah, Monica Nuno, Hamza Bari, he's one of the most talented players. Like I say, he's a very welcome boost for Gambia. But now we have to see, is he the player he used to be? I hope he is the player that he used to be. If he brings what he used to bring to the table, what we know he has in him, if he brings that, and then because injury Muhammad was a very bad injury, it was a knee injury, it was very bad. So we don't know how he has reacted to that since. But he has been fit for a while because them on America will play for some time and then Munyo move to his club in Vejle. So I'm very excited to see how he is at this moment in time, because I'm not following the second division of Dennis League, or I'm not watching him there to know what level he is at. But he could be crucial in these upcoming games if he hits the level that we know he can hit. Yeah. And the other one is Seninjai. Seninjai mom play in Latvia. And he's also a midfielder. I don't follow the Latvian league, unfortunately, but he's playing regularly for his club. And hopefully he can also bring something to the table. Ablay Diallo Jamano, I think kuko hamu diga kuko hamu diga ngako. Si African Cup of Nations be like more than 4 touch score. He's the this is his record forever. He is the first Gambian player ever to score a goal in the African Cup of Nations. Be mom, from them, basic grave and be is gonna be with him. That is a record for him. And it's not just about the record for him. He is a special player, another special player we have in the Gambia. His left footer is a one, is a magic one. He's a very good player, very creative player. Of course, he can play as a number 10, but of course, the way Gambia play with the 4-3-3, he can be like playing one side of the striker, like when you play with the 4-3-3. He's termed as a midfielder in here, but yeah, I think he's a attacker. So that midfield position is quite lacking, in my opinion. Alfuseni, he lacks the experience. Alassane Mane, he lacks the experience. Seninjai, he lacks the experience. And Hamza Bari is the only one with the experience, but he's coming back with a lot of injury. He's coming back from a very bad injury. And Ablai Jallow, as we know, like he's not a midfielder. So in midfield, be lack na experience, or lack na players with experience and fitness at this moment in time. You know, at the top of their game. So this is a big worry for me in terms of the squad. But in terms of defense, I think we call a lot of good defenders. We have a lot of good defenders. Kumeni Omar Koli. He is a stellar player. He has been regularly competing for the longest time you can imagine. He has been in Italy competing there, played more than 100 games for Sampdoria, and now he moved to one of the biggest clubs in Turkey, that is Besiktas, and he's just kicking on doing that. He's the captain of the squad and a very consistent performer for the Gambia. A very good servant to the Gambian national team. And Kumelni Marian Sarr, this is his first call up to the national team. Marian Sarr, he is a former prodigy at Borussia Dortmund. When Jurgen Klopp was coaching at Dortmund, we won Dortmund, and Jurgen Klopp moko yo debut tam, and he was looking to be a very interesting player to come, but now his career has really dropped off. His career has really dropped off. Now he's playing in Latvian league or something. Let me just confirm that which league he's playing now. You have Marian. Yes, he's playing in Luxembourg. Which is not the biggest country for football. So obviously the league is not the biggest league. So he's a player who went to Borussia Dortmund, play for Werder Bremen, and now he's playing Borussia Dortmund. That is like he kind of regressed in terms of his career. He's 28 years at this stage of his career. I heard that he has some Senegal links, so he could have played for Senegal. He could have played for Germany. I think he represented Germany at youth level, but he never kicked on to the higher levels. So Yeah, he's just one of those players similar to Shady Janko. He was a Swedish, and then they later realized they cannot play there. Then they changed, but because they have of course, they have the the Gambian blood in them, so they can always shift their nationality. And hopefully, he could be another Shady Janko, another successful like Shady Janko or ñoom ku mel ni ñoom Ibu Touré ñoom ñëpp juddoo wuñ Gambia, but they are representing Gambia. So hopefully, Mohamed dina mel noonu. I have not watched him really to know what he is doing, but because of course he had links with Jurgen Klopp, who is one of the biggest managers in the world. So played for Borussia Dortmund, one of the better clubs in Germany after Bayern Munich. Is Borussia Dortmund obviously. So if you have this, that's this track record in you, then it obviously means you have done something in football. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he brings to the table, what he brings to the national team. So let's wait and see. Another player is in defense, my Boubacar Sane. Mohamed Sane, yeah, brother Boubacar Sane. Dawda Ngom, wana affaire am. Noah Sonko son back. Boubacar Sane. Yeah, I want to talk about Boubacar Sane because he's a player. At this moment in time, he doesn't have any club. His contract ended at the end of last season with his club. Then he did trials with another club, but unfortunately, that club did not give him the contract that he wanted. So now he's currently on attached. I don't know if he is playing for any club like the local clubs in the Gambia. I don't have any information for that, but he's in the squad, and that dafa halate suma hell man. Dafa halate suma hell. So I mean, su fekkee ne ku mel ni Boubacar Sane, because Gambia I think war nañoo romba level bii nii wo yaaga nañ ko wax. Boubacar Sane amul competition at this moment in time. They are players with competition. Ku mel ni Alhaji Sène mi ngi woon si squad bi. Who captained the under 20 team, ended up the African Cup of Nations under 20 competition by being named in the team of the tournament. He was actually one of the best players in the tournament, one of the best defenders in the tournament, played the whole tournament without conceding a goal. He is regularly competing. That guy is regularly competing. So he is in the form. He's just coming from there. So fitness is not an issue there. And also competition is not an issue for him. So I think he was in a better position to be in the squad. For example, just one of them. But also there are some other players, Kumelni Maudo. Maudo Montamge compete, but Nekusi squad. But I don't know about Maudo squad player because most of these Gambian players, they are playing in leagues that is difficult to follow. So you cannot know really what they are doing. But Kumelni Alaji Sen Mom, one in a mom compete at this level. So I think he deserves on the name team. No. It's sad to see a player who has not been competing, who has no competition to be in the squad. Of course, in Gambia, it's not easy to talk in Gambia because so we're here, young attack Niki. But at the end of the day, this is the national team. We have options. Even if I can mean the new players, local based players, there are some good defenders there or something like that. You just have an opportunity because so compared to how can you be in the squad? It's just not. It just does not work. It just does not right. It's just not right in my opinion. And then young Ismaila Jom, Mommy play Mohamed. If you go to Google and check his Wikipedia page, he does not have a club because he plays for Timba the American team something Timba Portland Timbers, sorry, USA, Portland Timbers. So I'm play for Portland Timbers, but actually he was in the first team in the past, but right now he's in their second team because the first team did not give him the contract. Because like I say, there's the US system, you have the A team and then you have the B team. So he's currently in the B team, which is not really the highest level of football in America. It's not they are not playing in the league, they're just playing in a B team. So he's also getting a call up. I think that because I think this is the first time I heard of him in the national team squad. In my opinion, I don't know everybody. So so yeah. But Ibu Touré mom, I want any sikisaka si mom. Sedi Janko, Mohamed Miguel compete. He has played so far about 12 games, at least 12 games in the Bundesliga. He's competing at the highest level. Bundesliga is one of the biggest league in the world. So I think these two players, their call-ups are very justified. So defense be Luma Fajaha leg moy daw Buba Sane and Ismaila Jom. They are names on the list. Jahal Namatarop, because I think we have other options for that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's coach's decision, and you live and you live and die by your decision as a coach. So hopefully this will work out for him, and it will work out for Buba Sane and Ismaila Jom. I will support them, but at the end of the day, I cannot see why they were named in the squad. And finally, you talk about swing forwards. We have a lot of forward options. Forward options, buddy. Musa Baro, Aliou Falera, Ibrahim Akoli, Modou Barrow, Ali Sow, Hassan Cisse, Mohamed Badamosi, and Yusuf Njie. I think it will be very difficult to to make a lineup from the forward. Like, of course, Musa Barrow, yes, he's not having the best time of his career. Like, just after the African competition, he was on fire. But after that, he has kind of dropped off a little bit. I think Coach was on affair no. But mom, he's a player. Kwame is very important to to the Gambian national team. So I think he's gonna be the key man. He's gonna be the talisman. He's mom la ñoo yaakaaraate. Hopefully he can deliver again like he did in the African Cup of Nations. So mom la Aliou Fayera moom it moo ko waxee mi ngi am a very good season in Belgium. One of the best dribblers of the ball in Belgium. And yeah, he's doing very well with his club. So he's a very justified call. Ibrahim Koli, who moves to the Turkish league, Mohamed, not bad. But yeah, he's doing well in Turkey. He moved from Spezia to the Turkish second division, something like that. So yeah, Modou Barrow moment, to be honest, because I followed his track. I went to watch him when he came to Japan to play against the Japanese team. His team from his Korean team came to Japan to play the Japanese team in the Champions League last season. He was one of the best players on that pitch. He was playing against a Japanese international who actually played for Japan in the World Cup, in the recent World Cup. And yeah, he put him in the roast. Like, he almost roasted this guy at left back. Unfortunately, they did not win that game, but he was very good on that day. I can assure. Ali, so yeah, moment makes form of his life. Miguel doing very well with his team in Turkey. That's why, yeah, his call back is very justified, to be honest. Hassan Cisse, Torres, moom it goals yaa ngi xala dry up, but hopefully nu moo dry up si club bi mu ngi ñëw si international scene bi, because last time suñu last qualifier he was the key player who scored most of the goals, scored a lot of goals in the qualifications and sent Gambia to the African Cup of Nations for the first time. So he's a player, he actually scored the goal that sent the Gambia. So he's a player we can count on for goals. But yeah, it will be very difficult for coach to name his attacking players. But I must see, of course, one of the news of the bench. But Yusuf Njie, he's the most informed player among all the forward players, including Musa Barrow, everybody. Yusuf Njie is the most informed player. He's scoring goals for fun in Portugal, which I think, like, judging by your form right now, he should be in the starting lineup. But I don't know what coach is gonna be. It's gonna be a very difficult call to name his attacking players. But yeah, that is what we want. We hope we could have that in midfield and have that in defense. But that is not the case. But goalkeeping too, yeah, you have Modou Gueye, Baboucarr Gueye, Modou Diop, Toldo, and Lamine Sarr. So yeah, that is the squad from Tom, 25-man squad. The only other thing Luma I don't know why you want to name a preliminary squad on Friday and then follow that up by naming a full squad on Monday. That is 3 days in between. What was the point of the preliminary squad? There was no point in the preliminary squad. So you could have just waited until now and named the final squad selection. But moi lolu dal. That is man suma helat lolu moy suma helat si Gambia sen 25-man squad bi. Now xana di ñaanal boys rek suñ demee we get a result against Mali. It's going to be very difficult because Mali are at the top of the group, as you can see on the table here. Mali are on 6 points, Congo are on 3 points, Gambia are on 3 points, and then you have South Sudan on 0 points. So it's very important Gambia am dara si game bi ñu nak Mali, because Mali door na Mali door na Congo, door na South Sudan. Then Gambia lost to Congo. So we have to get our win against Congo. But first of all, if we get something against Mali and hope that Congo don't get anything from the Mali game, then maybe of course we have to win our other game against South Sudan. It's pretty tricky, but against Mali, am dara si 2 legs here, I think it will be very good for our prospects going forward. So hopefully the boys can do us proud. Even though we are not going to be playing at home in either of the legs, we will be playing both legs in abroad. Like our home leg is supposed to be in Casablanca in Morocco, and the away leg is gonna be in Mali. So it's gonna be 1.5. That's how you're gonna call it, 1.5 fixture, because Mali will have the full home support, and then the second leg is a neutral ground for both teams. So it's gonna be really tough for the Gambia. This is not helped by us not having our own proper stadium in Banjul. But mooy loolu daal, so ñu ñaanal boys rek daal. Hopefully gars yi nañu def proud. Hopefully gars yi they will get a resource in these next 2 fixtures, and hopefully coach Tom he can justify his selection. But yeah, loolu la woon guys loolu laa leen amaloon tey bugg a waxtaan ak yéen about the team selection hopefully we watch out for Coach Chess video on this team selection xam naa suma vidéo bi gudda na nag man moom suma wax du dee mun a doy dama nekk di wax di mbele rek but yeah ngeen jégal ma rek so if you guys have gone this far to watch all this part of the video please thank you very much please hit that subscribe button of the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up so I will catch you guys on the next one.